I bought this Pobeda Sputnik watch in December 2021 from a seller in Kharkov, Ukraine, and I received it in February 23, 2022, the day before the Russia-Ukraine war broke out. At first, I wasn't sure if it was appropriate to make a video about Russian watches given recent events. Right now, people are boycotting Russian products, and I guess anything you can do to put pressure on ending this conflict is a good thing. However, it's not a straightforward solution. You also have to consider who you're helping or who you're hurting. With Pobeda Sputnik watches in particular, a lot of them are sold on eBay by Ukrainian civilians who've had their lives turned upside down by this invasion. This is what the eBay seller had to say about his current situation. His eBay store, which is filled with Soviet watches and Russian cameras, is his main source of income. So, if you want to buy a Pobeda Sputnik watch, consider buying from sellers in Ukraine, but just note that the delivery will be delayed until things get back to normal over there. And with that, let's get into the Pobeda Sputnik watch review. When I was looking through eBay back in December, I saw this listing. It had an uncommon case shape, and instead of a stick for sub-seconds, it had a disc with a hole. I saw it had a familiar brand name. It was priced at that time, and so I went and bought it without really knowing anything about it. It was only after I got it that I started reading up on it in forums and blogs. This particular watch I got is a reissue of the original Pobeda Sputnik in the 1950s. It was released to celebrate the launch of the first satellite by the Soviet Union. The watch arrived in a plain black box, nothing fancy. It came on a white satin pillow. It looked brand new, or it could be new old stock. It even had stickers on the crystal. Now moving on to the specs. It has a case diameter of 34 millimeters, lug to lug of 42 millimeters, case thickness of 10 millimeters including the domed acrylic crystal, and a lug width of 18 millimeters. The case is chrome-plated brass, which at first I thought was stainless steel, but upon closer inspection, especially in the lug area, the ripple of the plating is more obvious, and you can see a bit of brass peek through. The dial is white on the outer parts, with gold concentric circle ridges in the center. The applied gold hour markers alternate between Arabic numerals and triangles. On the top, it says Sputnik, which means satellite. These two words here means made in USSR. On the bottom, it says G43 Kustopol. The hands are loomed, but they're pretty weak. Anyway, the main highlight of this watch, to me at least, is the sub-seconds portion. Instead of a hand that indicates the seconds, it has a rotating disc which features a satellite. The satellite has a hole which shows the seconds in increments of 5. How cool is that? As for the stainless steel case pack, it says Pobeda here, which means victory, and I'm guessing the 2602 here is the movement. On the bottom, Google Translate captured it as dust-proof, but I think it says 30 meters water resistant. The Sputnik is powered by the Caliber 2602, which is a non-hacking manual wind movement that started in the 1930s. This movement was supposedly cost-effective, reliable, and easy to manufacture and maintain. Using the Toolwatch Test app, I got a result of minus 19.9 seconds per day, which is pretty decent. It came with this soft leather Zulu strap, which feels and smells like genuine leather. This strap style gives it a rugged military look, but I like wearing it on a more classic-looking leather strap. Up next, let's move on to the review portion. First, the pros. First, it's a cool-looking fun watch, especially with this unusual case shape and unique sub-seconds. Where else can you find a watch that has its roots in the 1950s with a disc for sub-seconds? It was unique in its time, and it's still unique now. This would definitely be a great conversation piece. Second, it looks good dressed up and dressed down. Use the brown Zulu strap for a casual style and change it to black leather strap for a more formal style. Third, this style in particular, with the applied gold hour markers and gold hands, make it look more expensive than it is. The style of the hour markers remind me of my Oris Big Crown Pointer Date. While there are other Sputnik dial styles which look closer to the original Sputnik from 1950s, I think this is the best looking one out there right now. Moving on next to the cons. Number 1. It probably wasn't properly cleaned when it got assembled. I spotted some flecks floating around inside. Also, the number 2 has smudges. Number 2, there are also some bumps on the case considering it's a brand new watch. However, it's not a big deal for me, but I just needed to point it out. Number 3, the case is chrome-plated brass, not stainless steel. While I think it was a nicely done plating, many years from now the chrome plating will chip off and expose the brass underneath. Finally, the power reserve doesn't go beyond 24 hours. I got 19 hours on the first try and then 23 hours on the second try. And because it's less than 24 hours, that means I would have to wind it twice a day if I wanted to run continuously for days. I guess it would make a good watch for a fun day out, but it would be too much of a hassle to use as a daily watch. I guess overall, it's a fun, cool watch to have, but it has its trade-offs. If you think the looks outweigh the inconveniences, go for it. Just try to find the best deal possible. If you'd like to see another conversation piece watch, check out this video. Thanks for watching and bye for now!